Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Right, just making sure YouTube is caught up. So where are we? Well, Astrid is in the actual airfield on the Forsaken Airfield, if you know what I mean. Yesterday, basically, summoned up her courage, or I did, depending on your perspective, and headed out because the weather wasn't quite as cold as it could be. I had to stop at the Hunter's Blind on the way because the weather did start getting really cold. Warmed up there, continued on, made it to the main hangar. Yay. Didn't even encounter any wolves, and I probably glitched myself by saying that. So the next goal is to make it to probably Junker's Paddock. That's the next sort of stop off. If I can make it to the transfer pass, the railway station there, that would be a good thing. But it's going to depend very much on the weather, and it's going to be very much dependent on how much food I've got. Now, I do have food for a couple of days, but you know, given the weather, it may not be enough. And I've certainly had situations in the past in the Forsaken Airfield where I was forced to move on because I ran out of food. So let's see what the weather's going to do for us. Actually, the weather right now is not fantastic. Yeah, as you can see, this is really, really unpleasantly cold. If I were to head out in this, I would end up in trouble in fairly short order. And where I'm going is... Oh, I'm overladen. Yeah, basically find the road over there, follow the road.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
But yeah, as you can see, it is extremely cold right now, and it's still early in the day, so there's a possibility it will warm up. I'd rather not be walking around in the snow either, because that will make her clothes cold and wet. Oh, excuse me a second, I just need to check that. Oh, sorry about that. Let me just check, see what that was. I suspect this is my son. Oh, I might talk about this later. I sent my son a message. Apparently, there's a new cheating scandal involving the YouTuber Dream. He was involved in a cheating scandal about 5 years ago. And it's come up again that he might have been cheating in at least another couple of situations. And my son's response was, why does this not surprise me at all? Which is actually a valid point. If he has cheated once, he probably did it more than once. I might talk about that. I should also state at the outset that if I have to suddenly dash off, hopefully it won't mean I have to stop the stream, but if I suddenly do have to dash off, it's because I'm expecting a package. In fact, I'm just about to check and track it right now. Yeah, it's out for delivery, and I want it because it's my capture card for the Mac, which would mean that all this could be done on the other computer, and I just play the game. But what we're going to do is pause for an hour here. Oh, sorry. I do apologize for that. So yeah, if the doorbell goes, which you may or may not hear, you'll probably see me just dash off after hitting Control F2 to bring up an intermission. Ooh. Ketchup chips. Yes. And yeah, I'm going to need that. And I'm going to get the ruined and the Summit Soda and those and the beef jerky. Yeah, okay. Let's just drop off the excess. Yep. That'll save me a bit of weight. And I do need leather, seeing as I'm wearing the gauntlets. So I'm going to eat the rotten food. Right, let's take a quick break. there any other food? I kind of want to be ready to just sort of gallop out of here. I do have minimum requirements. Moving on. One is moderate visibility. And if it's only one little down arrow with a cold, that's okay. I can live with that, possibly. If it's two, when I get started, that becomes a slightly more complicated issue.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load.
And that's a no. Nope, nope, nopey nope. That's most emphatically a no. You don't want to be wandering around in that blizzard. So I am stuck for a while. I can't light a fire in here, can I? Then there's a forge downstairs, which I could use. If I need to cook something. I'm pretty certain I checked all around here. But one thing you definitely... Oh. Oh. I thought it said crowbar. Did anybody else see it say crowbar? Nope, apparently not. I was imagining things. It said metal chair, and I read it as crowbar.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
You know, I would normally... I should say I would normally. The temptation is to... can't remember what I was going to say. Can't have been that important. Oh, the temptation is to drop stuff so you can move around more easily. I don't want to because I want to get out of here the moment I get a decent opportunity. Well, once we get to the... Okay. Yeah, once we get to the railway station, the question is going to become, where do we go from here? And the simple answer is I have no idea. I could hop into the zone of contamination, or not, maybe. So while I'm at it, I may as well move stuff around and see whether there's anything useful that I've otherwise missed. Doesn't seem to be the case. Amusingly, by the way, if anybody's interested, in Vintage Story this morning, I got to Minecraft levels of decoration. After 50 days in the game, I was able to make chests. Not only chests, Minecraft type double chests. Right. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any luck with the weather. So really, this is make work. Let's just wander around, see what there is. This is very tempting to take the salt with me, but I think I've got... If I survive long enough and end up back in the coastal highway, I can always trade for more salt. So, do I want to go down there? I don't think so. I think I've got everything that was down there. Morning, Danny. How are you doing? How are Peanut and Lola this morning? I'm doing good. Waiting for the courier to show up with my capture card, which could happen at any time. So if you suddenly see me dash to intermission, that's the reason. And that means, I hope, that this evening I can completely switch over to using a separate computer for all streaming activities, which would be very nice for me. Give me at least at least 10% more GPU usage, less CPU usage, although not huge. Actually, the mountaineering rope is tempting, even though I don't need it. Yeah, excuse me a second. I do need to keep checking this. Yep. Well, what to do? I could... Yeesh. I just want to get on with my journey, to be honest. If I'm ever back here, then a full-blown reinvestigation of everything. Would be nice. Awesome. Oh, I was going to say, what's this doing here? Yeah, that's right. I moved it, didn't I? Oh, let's go... spend some time going through the day. Yeah, skip time, I think. Although, yeah, it's probably too late for me to go anywhere particularly serious. I brought so much water with me. It's very weird hearing the game only through my left ear, because I need to be able to hear the doorbell. I don't have anything in my right ear. So... because as everybody knows, I'm half deaf, and this is my deaf ear, so that's not too much of a problem, but this one is only a bit deaf. Do you know what? I never checked over here before. What we got? Oh, the fire log's actually kind of useful.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Yeah. Let's see, do we have any shelter? Okay, I can light a fire. Light a fire over there. Let's cook up a few things. Just I think we can light a fire here. Oh, that's... I can get away without the water, but seeing as I got a nice little position here, I can cook some up. This tends to be what you have to do in this area, unless you're prepared to take illumination with you down into the basement. You just simply find a suitable position around the hangar Ah. That was actually kind of worthwhile, but that is the problem with this location.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Yeah, it's going to be... We're not going anywhere today. So... cross fingers. We're just going to skip through the rest of the day. Eat the food that we've accumulated. And then see what happens after that. Right. Oh, that should be enough water to last me a while. It took me a while, but I finally more or less got the hang of eat first, then drink your water, rather than the other way around. No. Yeah, excuse me a second while I just do a quick refresh over here. Nope. Still out for delivery. Um... Right, let's see if anything has improved. Did I leave any wolf at Junker's Paddock? I can't remember. I think it's one of those situations where I either ate everything or I didn't. Which would make sense, wouldn't it? That's a completely irrational statement. I do apologize. Cross your fingers.
This pack is getting too heavy.
Ah. All right, this has potential. As a matter of fact, it's a bit cold right now, but at least I can see. Yeah, so in principle, I would just head straight over there, hit the road. But I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go across the other side and make sure, because I think from the stairs up there, I can get a better view. Yeah, I think I should be able to get out of here. Let's see. Oh no, wrong door. That doesn't help me one little bit.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
For some reason, I thought I could actually see out up here, but I guess not. So what we'll do is basically just delay an hour. Let's see if that changes anything. I'm afraid we're going to be just wandering around a little bit, checking on the weather, and keeping our fingers crossed. The good news is it's a fairly quick, I say fairly quick, fairly clear trip up to Junker's Paddock. There is the possibility of 1 or 2 wolves, otherwise known as snacks. Still too cold. This is not conducive to...
This load for much longer.
Okay, this is all right. Ah, right. This is movable weather. Just barely. I just need to make sure I've got a little bit of firewood on me. I do have sticks. Let's grab... Ah, okay, I've got sticks. That should actually do. Right. We've gotten a bit of a break here. All we need now is the road and a clear run. That kind of presupposes I do know where the road is. Yep, that's the road. I'm not stinky. And it's not too freezing. Last time I came out this way was during my Voyager run, and that culminated with me dying in the zone of contamination, which I do not want to do this time. So in principle, and this is where I start second guessing myself, I should just be able to follow this road up. At some point I need to bear to the left, because if I bear to the right it'll take me back towards the Mindful Cottage, which I don't want to do. And I know there's Old Man's Beard over there. I've actually got more than enough on me for now, so I'm not going to grab everything. Hope like heck I've remembered this correctly. The thing is, after Junker's Paddock, it's pretty safe. I think after the Paddock, there's not much except for the odd rabbit. I know I don't actually know precisely how odd those rabbits are. Occasional. So the good news is, if I really, really need a fire, well, I can see firewood there, so... I hope there doesn't come a time where I will say to myself, I wish I'd gotten all that Old Man's Beard. But who knows? 1,000 days from now, I might come back here and be very glad I left it alone. There is a certain temptation, it has to be said, to going exploring. I'm not going to do that. I just want to get out of here. I've had enough. I'm tired of this place and the constant having to wait for this brief gaps in the weather. I'm slightly amazed I was actually able to get going as soon as I am. Okay, that was a wolf, was it not? So yeah, if I head that way, off to my, I say that way as if you can see, yeah, off to the right there. That will take you past the large helicopter at final approach, and then all the way to Mindful Cottage. And we have time. Actually, on the way in, I got stuck in the Junkers Paddock, didn't I? For a few days. Yeah, like I say, if I've learned anything from this area is that if you look at that cold meter, that one little down triangle, okay, it's worth taking a risk. It's not ideal, but 2 or 3, and this particular trip would have me, yeah, probably with hypothermia some time ago. And as I say, there is... Yeah, I think I've always come across a wolf in this general region. Ooh. I'll grab these, because if I can survive the trip back to... yeah, Coastal Highway, and I can get the pemmican recipe, then I can make pemmican. Wow. There's Junker's Paddock. No wolf? This isn't a hugely survivable area, because while there are a few rabbits, they don't last you very long. And no, it appears that I... Oh, look at that. Right.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay. Right, I'm very sorry. I'm actually going to have to take a slightly early break because the coffee apparently is running through me today. So if you don't mind, give me a couple of minutes. And I don't know. I think we might just continue. So give me a couple of minutes and I think we are just going to continue this journey. Well, my package is 8 stops away. Unfortunately, I don't think that does a live update. But yeah, okay, let's get out of here. We are going... Obviously, we're going... And it's warm-ish. And hopefully... Oh, there's coal over there. Anybody watching this later is going to be yelling at me for not picking up the coal. I'm sorry, I just want to get out of here. Had enough. I'd rather be making my way back to, well, wherever. I have a suspicion what I'm going to do is head for...
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Start heading back to Coastal Highway, actually. Maybe. Simply so that I can do the pemmican trade. And then everything is going to come down to excessive hunting of rose hips. That's fir. No, it's not. That's cedar. Is that fir or cedar? Cedar. Okay. How dare you masquerade as fir? So, yeah, once we get pretty much past this area, I don't think I've ever seen anything more dangerous than a rabbit. Although, if you've watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail, you'll never take the threat of a killer rabbit. That's always a possibility. Minecraft, I think, used to have a killer rabbit in it, but I never saw one. So I'm not sure if it was ever real. Was it like Herobrine? Yep. But like I say, if you Junkers Paddock, not a hugely survivable location, simply because there's not much to eat. 2 wolves and some rabbits if you're on a good day with a following wind. And you need I don't know. Do you know what? I don't remember how many rabbits you need to keep your hunger bar topped up. Several, I think, is putting it mildly. Now, at the rail station, there is the possibility to survive a few days, because there is our deer towards the exit to the zone of contamination. And I should have time. And if I don't... Actually, it's not too bad if I don't. If I have to stop... Well, as you can see, we are sheltered. It is distinctly warmer. So this isn't too bad. I'd like to say there's nothing dangerous between here and the railway station, but I could be wrong. But I've not seen anything. I hope the weather's clear enough for a nice look at the view. Oh, it is updating. Sorry, it's the tracking map of my of the delivery driver. Oh, no. On a nice clear day, the weather is quite something. Sorry, the view is quite something. I hope Peanut and Lola got their treats today. Oh, wow. I hope I'm not going to end up just hauling kilograms of rose hips around until my untimely death. That would not be an outcome that I would wish for. You're not going to let me pick that up, are you? There we go. And now we're down to the travel rations. Good news, if I go back through Broken Railroad, which of course I have to, there is, I do have a bunch of food at the Hunter's Lodge. All I gotta do is survive getting there. Oh, that's a shame. Now, one of these views you can see right across to the airfield. But obviously, we're not going to be that lucky today. And now, yeah, we do so. Oh, great. Whoa. Is that new? I don't remember that happening before. Of course, I suppose it's appropriate that Forsaken Airfield gives me a glimmer fog as a sort of farewell gesture. Don't know that I have any food, to be honest. I don't remember. Anybody remember if I have any food at the railway station? I hope YouTube isn't eating up chat today. You know, it's silly. I don't know why it is, but even though I'm almost certain there's nothing, you know, this is a safe transit, my palms are sweaty, and I have no idea why. So, like I say to everybody watching, if you suddenly see me go into intermission, that's because the courier arrived, or was about to arrive. And then, once that is dealt with, I shall return. And it might then turn into an impromptu unboxing video. I've gotten turned round here a time or two, for whatever reason, coming in the opposite direction. Got here, checked the truck out, headed straight back in the opposite direction. Yeah. I hope you're not a killer rabbit. Excuse me a second while I just check this. No, all good. Right.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Welcome to the transfer pass. We are certainly stopping for the night at the railway station. I'm strangely, for having spent as much time here as I have, and having died in the zone of contamination before, and I've been up and down this road a few times. I'm not completely familiar with the ins and outs between here and the broken railroad. So, yeah, you go through dark tunnels and all this sort of thing. But at least the weather's cleared up. Home sweet home, at least for this evening. Kind of tempted, I must admit, to see if I got time to check out the deer that's sometimes over there. We made it. And then something completely unexpected happens. Oh, I do have some pork and beans. That's good. And a spare hatchet, which is also good. Oh, good. We got. I have to have and a whetstone and my rabbit skin gloves. Don't I leave any water? Right, what we're going to do is leave a few bits here that I will want to take with me. Why am I carrying a ruined plaid shirt? The world may never know. So typically if there's a deer in this location, it's right up there. And I think the last time we were here, I did see it. And yeah, it's a little late for this kind of thing, but we'll have a check. Let's see. But I think there's only the one. Ah. And the thing is, there's not exactly a lot of places for it to go. It's going in a circle. Well, this is awfully convenient if it dies up here. Okay, I am actually going to have to take that break I was referring to. So I'll be back soon, but we will continue. So you're going to have to excuse me. Right, and I'm back, and you have my undivided attention because, yep, it arrived. Elgato 4KX video capture card, which means I now have the exciting task of setting it up. It also means I can put my other earbud in. Right. We were heading after that deer. Which has now vanished on me. Oh, there it is. Oh, and there's another deer over there. Oh, completely missed that earlier. And I'll probably get hypothermia in the process, but
This pack is getting too heavy to carry. It's getting dark out here. I look for shelter.
all right. Let's just drop the fat. Oops. Head straight back to the station. That turned into a very successful day. And there's another deer, so I can actually spend a couple of days here if I want to. Can I just... Nope, I'm not going to. Probably not the best way down. Mental note to self, there's another deer up there. That was awfully convenient, but this is not a huge area, so... we will just... Okay, that was a very successful day. And I don't have to touch my emergency food supply, which is even better. Oh, and of course there's a blizzard, isn't there? So now the challenge is going to be I can't remember what the challenge is. Oh yeah, finding a safe place to cook. Oh, I wanted to compare hatchets, didn't I? And I want to pick up... Actually, I can... I don't know how... Okay. Ah, I really need to.
Come on, little fire.
Crouch by the fire in the middle of a blizzard.
Barely walk with this much gear.
Ha! The usual complaint. Whatever I thought I was going to do during this live stream, this wasn't it. Ah.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer. Come on, little fire. Come on.
I've got to admit, this is kind of funny, isn't it? At least I think it is. In the middle of a howling blizzard, cooking dinner. It is. I don't know about everybody else, but this sounds really, really creepy to me. All right, let's. Ah. All right, let's have a quick look and see. Oh, we got plenty of pry bars,
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
and I need to sacrifice that. Right, let's do a bit of dropping off of stuff. Okay, we'll drop that. What's the best pry bar? Heh. Let's give the knife a bit of a sharpening. Go. After we eat some more. Oops. Sorry, excuse me a second while I try and remember what I'm doing. And the topic of today... Hello, Tony! You just missed me cooking a deer in the middle of a howling blizzard. And I'm going to be mentioning this over and over again. But, this showed up. My capture card. So I know what I'm going to be doing in about 45 minutes. So with luck, the next stream I do will be handled by the Mac, and all this computer will be doing is running the game. And I mean, that's all it will be doing. I will not need two screens. Wow, that is a howling blizzard. The other deer probably won't be there, unfortunately. Oh, it's warm. For certain values of warm. Oh, there it is. It is still there. Okay. Where'd it go? I mean, I don't need it right now, but infuriating. Oh, there it is. Well, it has to be said, that wasn't a bad shot, except for the fact that it missed. Which is, of course, the definition of a bad shot. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Oh, okay. I have to confess, that was a pretty good shot.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
And apparently my arrow has now been... Oh, no, I got my arrow. I had 26. I still have 26. That was not bad. Now, if I'd hit it on the first shot, that would have been even better. But, yeah. I'll settle for what I can get. First time I was here, there wasn't a deer in that location. It was one over there. Oops. But, so I do have meat for a few days now, which is nice. Means I'm not in a rush to dash off. There's not much I can do here necessarily, but it's nice to have options. very glad I left some of that stuff behind. I've got a new whetstone, a better axe, I can sharpen up my knife. I've got a new pry bar, my beloved rabbit skin mittens are here. All good stuff. I'm actually slightly surprised that we found the deer in the middle of the snowstorm. Alright, what firewood have I got on me? Okay, I may just drop this stuff off and start cooking it now, but oh, that's convenient. I can cook the thing up. If there's a downside to this location,
This load for much longer.
is no fishing. Well, there's lots of downsides. There's no workstation. I don't think there's a workbench.
Come on, little fire.
I could actually make a meat curing box here.
Feels like night is coming. This pack is getting too heavy to carry. barely walk with this much gear.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a decent screenshot. Right. That was a thoroughly successful. That was. That was. I've never had, to be honest with you. It's ever so nice to be able to get 2 deer in rapid succession, get myself a few days of food, and not to have to worry about wolves. Got no idea how nice that is, and I got a few deer hides out of it.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Stop complaining, Astrid. You just shot 2 deer. You've got hides. You've been able to replenish yourself from your stash. Don't know really what you're complaining about. Did I map this area? I did not. Probably ought to. I say an ought to. I mean, just for fun. Grins and giggles. Do a full walk around. It's not even that cold. I will drop my emergency food, seeing as I don't need it. Except for that little scrap, which I will eat. Don't think there's a workbench here. And now I find myself thinking, is there a... Is there a workbench here? I don't think there is. I think the nearest one is back at the broken railroad. I will have to have a look around. Oh! Didn't realize there were matches. Right. So now it's the usual kind of operation. Well. Yeah. Sharpen up my knife, which I can now do with abandon, seeing as there's another whetstone right there. I think that's most of my leather replenished now. Backup knife. All right. What are we going to do? At some point, I'm going to have to do a full-blown whatever it was I was thinking, water cooking session. Or I could think about moving on immediately, which I'm not going to do, but it's definitely something I could do. Next time, maybe. Leave the food here the next time I'm in the area. Question is, where do I go from here? I mean, the zone of contamination is right down that way. There's some halfway decent stuff there, including, I think, another set of woodworking tools. I don't feel like going all the way in. I don't feel like going to the mine. Morning, Anna. We made it out of Forsaken Airfield. Shot 2 deer. Replenished some of our stuff. It's a very successful stream. Was even able to cook one of the deer up in the middle of a blizzard, which was kind of cozy in a freezing sort of way. And as I have said for the third time, my capture card showed up in the middle of the stream. So I am going to be having a happy, hopefully not very long, getting that configured so that hopefully as of the next live stream I won't be streaming off the gaming PC anymore. I'll be streaming off the Mac, and the gaming PC can just game. Time is up. 10:47. And I think I was telling Danny, but I can't remember, earlier, in Vintage Story, for which I appreciate the like. That was a moderately successful little live stream. A like and share, I mean. I actually managed to get up to Minecraft standard, sort of, by building chests. Oh, I'd forgotten how creepy this place was. I'm actually slightly at a loss for what to do. We can do the obvious. Let's have a little look, see what condition everything's in. New. Okay. I just shot deer. Clothing's actually in pretty good nick. Only thing that could really do with a fix is the boots. And I have a backup. I've got my rabbit skin mitts back if I want them. So, yeah. It's all the stuff I left from last time. 2 pry bars. I got a new whetstone out of it. I can get cloth and... Oh, I did. Do you know what? I forgot there was a fireplace here. I completely forgot there was a fireplace. I didn't have to sit outside in the freezing cold. Still, if anybody was interested about how you cook in a blizzard, that's how you do it. And I think I picked up the water from here. There. So what we might do is just... have ourselves a really, really good rummage, even though I think I pretty much checked everything out. But that's going to wait for tomorrow, I think. I'm going to have a very quick lunch and then probably have a sweat-inducing couple of hours while I try and get everything set up here. So, for the few people watching who don't know me, I will be back this evening with Warframe. It seems to be my default. It's as hard as I try and step away from Warframe in the evenings, I keep coming back to it. Hope you all have a good day. And thank you everybody for watching. I will see you all next time.